Nadal was asked by a reporter, "What do you think about women earning less than men in tennis?" And he responded, "I don't know. Why do women earn more than men in the fashion world?" Oh my God, I am so offended. Just joking. No, I'm not. Well done, Nadal, on the common sense and the logic. Actually, I think this must be an old meme, because I'm pretty sure that women are now paid equally to men. Even though women play 3 sets and men play 5 sets in those Grand Slam tournaments, and also even though they generally play less time and draw in smaller crowds, they are now paid identically to men. I actually think that's completely messed up. I think it was one of the recent main tournaments, it might have been Wimbledon, where the female final was like an hour long. It was finished so quickly and it was such a bad match. And the woman who won got paid the same amount as the men's final, which was like a 5-set match and drew much bigger crowds. I don't know. I just find that absolutely ridiculous. Fight with Memes asked, "Is there anything that isn't rooted in white supremacy anymore?" I don't know if you guys will have seen this before, but there are a ton of headlines from throughout, recent years of all of the ridiculous things that are now considered white supremacy. One of them is waking up early is rooted in white supremacy. Drinking coffee. Is coffee racist? How drinking coffee perpetuates white supremacy. When you ask ChatGPT, "Can I be proud to be white?" it basically says, kinda, but watch out for, you might accidentally become a white supremacist. If you ask it, "Can I be proud to be black?" it's like, yes, absolutely. There's so much to be proud of. And here's the list of all the things that you can be proud of. Yeah, it's just a funny double standard that has come to exist. Systemic racism and white supremacy is everywhere, even in math. So watch out, guys. If you don't have a lot of pigmentation in your skin, there's an array of things that you might be doing that may accidentally be white supremacy. So, just be conscious and be ready to be filled with guilt. Do you remember this moment where Trump got questioned on visiting a white supremacy town?
Thank you for coming. Campaign is backing you for being in his town because they say there were white supremacists here a month ago. They're Democrats.
Who was here in 2021?
Joe Biden.
Thank you, everybody.
I don't know if any of you guys would have seen this back in March. Representative Brandon Gill, I'm not sure. He really called this NPR CEO Catherine Maher out on her past tweets. It just gets better and better as it goes on.
It's interesting because a lot of your thinking, as expressed by your public statements, is deeply infused with economic and cultural Marxism. Do you believe that America is addicted to white supremacy?
I believe that I tweeted that, and as I've said earlier, I believe much of my thinking has evolved over the last half decade.
It has evolved. Why did you tweet that?
I don't recall the exact context, sir, so I wouldn't be able to say.
Okay. Do you believe that America believes in black plunder and white democracy?
I don't believe that, sir.
You tweeted that in reference to a book you were reading at the time, apparently, The Case for Reparations.
I don't think I've ever read that book, sir.
You tweeted about it. You said you took a day off to fully read The Case for Reparations. You put that on Twitter in January of 2020.
I apologize, I don't recall that I did.
Okay.
I'd no doubt that your tweet there is correct, but I don't recall that.
Okay. Do you believe that white people inherently feel superior to other races?
I do not.
You don't? You tweeted something to that effect. You said, I grew up feeling superior. How white of me. Do you think that white people should pay reparations?
I have never said that, sir.
Yes, you did. You said it in January of 2020. You tweeted, "Yes, the North. Yes, all of us. Yes, America. Yes, our original collective sin and unpaid debt. Yes, reparations. Yes, on this day."
I don't believe that was a reference to fiscal reparations, sir.
What kind of reparations was it a reference to?
I do think it's important just to be conscious of how much hatred there is towards white people nowadays, literally just based on the color of their skin and the fact that they're from Christian backgrounds. I know that I've brought these videos up before, but like I cannot get over how much Joe Biden's walking is like these new robots. It really, like, you know, I like the odd conspiracy theory or two, but this one really has me questioning things. I just had to include this next CNN clip because of how ridiculous it is. Abby Phillips says there is no evidence that there was some top-down order of political retribution in either the Obama or the Biden administrations.
In that
That's why
sense,
Trump was
we're
elected.
going to deal with this in perpetuity.
Let me just say, there is no evidence that there was some top-down order of political retribution in either the Obama or the Biden administrations. I'll concede to you that
But
Donald
they
Trump
made up like the Russian hoax, and they used
Hold on.
information to go after Donald Trump to try to undermine his entire presidency.
Okay.
And they all signed their names to it.
Are you going to give me a second to talk or no?
No, but like you can't say that
Listen.
didn't happen.
I don't know what planet she is living on, but it's definitely not Earth. This week in England, there was something called Raise the Colours, which was basically just people putting the English flag up everywhere. And it was actually a really lovely thing to see. And rather than focusing on the kind of negativity of all of the mass immigration, they're focusing on the positivity of patriotism and, you know, being proud of their country and of their culture and their heritage.
Oh my God, look at this, guys. Look, this is where I live at Canary Wharf on the Isle of Dogs. It's called Raising the Colours. So every lamppost, look, hold on, let's zoom in. Can you see it? Every single lamppost has got a St George's Cross or a Union Jack. So this is to defy our government to say, no, we have all had enough. So congratulations to the boys that put it up and thank you so much. Hold on, I'm going to show you some more now. Oh my God, all I can see is flags everywhere. Hold on, I'll show you some more. Every single lamppost. Oh my God. Oh my God, look at it here. I've never seen anything like it. So government, put that in your pipe and smoke it. People have literally had enough.
A very lovely thing to see, and it was also seen in Scotland and in Ireland as well. This man said, "My neighbour told me to take down my flag because it is racist and offensive to foreign people. So when they went to bed, I plastered my home in English flags. They stormed at my door this morning shouting and told me they've rang the police." How does it look? It looks absolutely beautiful.
I am woke now and I can prove it. Here you go. I love illegal immigrants. Yes. Do me now. Sometimes I go down to Dover for the day, right? And I look out, right? And look for a boat and I see a dinghy with about 60 of them and I go over here like that, right? And I pull them into shore and I go, women and children first. They go, there are no women and children. Just you lads, is it? Just come on, lads. Come on, lads. If I go down there one day and there's no boat, I am absolutely fucking gutted. I just sort of wander into town and I stand by the traffic lights and I wait for a big lorry to pull up, right? And I look underneath and there's a lad sort of clutching like that. And I go, where you headed? And he goes, Gary Lineker's house. I go, it's just down there.
Oh, hey! Help! Help! Help!
Ah! What are you doing to this poor man?
This poor man? He broke in! But what else did he do? What else?
Yeah, you can't just kick him out if he's peaceful. What law did he break?
That one!
Gene, we didn't give him a reasonable pathway for entry. What was he supposed to do?
I risked everything to come here because I love this family.
Aww.
Statistically, the people born here have committed more crimes in this house than undocumented residents. Like him. Zach smokes weed sometimes.
So stop pretending this is about the law when it's about hatred.
What on earth?
So let's talk about the Cracker Barrel controversy this week. Cracker Barrel did what so many companies have done in recent years, where they just completely simplified their logo and made it boring. They took everything artistic and interesting and nostalgic out and they just made it plain as anything else. And I think that the reason that all these companies are doing it is literally just cutting costs. I think that these very simple basic designs use less ink and just probably cost less to print. So I think it's literally just businesses being as greedy as they can be. But people were not happy and the stock absolutely tanked. The cracker from Cracker Barrel speaks out after being put out of a job.
Hello, I'm the cracker from Cracker Barrel. And y'all know I sat on that damn logo for 48 damn years. Longer than a snake deep throating a giraffe neck. Then overnight, you got this diverse, evil, ignorant, or DEI group of people taking over our marketing, talking about we need a rebrand. Then poof, I'm going faster than a black man driving through Alabama. How you gonna rebrand without debrand? I'm the goddamn reason people come to Cracker Barrel. How you gonna have a place called Cracker Barrel without a cracker leaning on a barrel? I mean, what's next, America? A black female Popeyes manager that doesn't fight her customers. Cracker Barrel needs a cracker and a barrel. And I'm the coldest cracker son of a bitch to ever lean on a barrel this side of a Mississippi. Hell, maybe both sides. But don't you go worry about your old boy Cracker. I got a little nest egg and I'll find something to lean on. I always have. But it's a damn shame what y'all done let happen to old Barrel.
Who the hell out here finna hire me, bro? Nobody hiring barrels. I might as well just jump in the fucking fireplace, bro.
Oh, shit. So after such a bad reaction, they tried to release an updated version of this new logo. Unfortunately, the stock just plummeted even further after this. So this was the logo, Cackler Barrel. Who would have thought, but it just wasn't received well. Denny's then announced that they are not changing anything in their restaurants or their logo, and the stock is up 6% today. This week, another big news story was that the FBI raided John Bolton's home, which a lot of people were actually pretty happy to hear because apparently he's quite the warmonger.
We seem to have breaking news. Apparently, the FBI has found the USB thumb drive they were looking for. Mr. Bolton was reportedly hiding it under his mustache. This is apparently the same technique he used to smuggle information in and out of the State Department. Apparently, it was President Trump who alerted the FBI to make sure they checked under his mustache. He said, and I quote, "Make sure you look under that son of a bitch's mustache. I never trusted that mustache."
But of course, the media had their very specific way of reporting on this. Have a look at CNN. This is Andrew McCabe discussing the raid on Trump's home versus the raid on Bolton's home.
Can't overemphasize to you, John, how big of a deal this would have been within the Department of Justice and the FBI. This is not, a couple of agents showing up at some judge's door in the middle of the night to get an emergency warrant. This is something that would have been planned out and reevaluated and legally examined from every possible angle by the entirety of the leadership structure of both organizations. So let's remember that to get a search warrant in any case, whether it's you or I or the former president, you have to go before a federal judge and convince that judge that there is probable cause to believe both that a federal crime has been committed and that evidence of that crime is contained within the space you have described in your warrant request. So we have, in this situation, a federal judge who made that determination, giving the agents authority to enter that premises and search every part of the premises that might contain the items that are specifically described in the warrant.
I have absolutely no doubt that Mr. Bolton will have very good counsel, and they will attack this in a full-throated and complete way, as they should, right? So we know that Mr. Bolton has said critical things about the president. That's not illegal. That's not a crime. That's pretty squarely within your First Amendment right in this country. And in fact, you shouldn't be. You're not supposed to be. The Department of Justice and the FBI have all kinds of policies absolutely prohibiting investigating people for the exercise of their First Amendment rights. And so if that's what's going on here, and there's all kinds of reasons to believe that that might be the true motivation. We know that the president is embarked on a pretty extensive effort to go after his perceived enemies, to,
he said he was running on retribution.
That's right. I am your retribution. That's what he told his supporters. So there's all kinds of reasons, I think, to look at this with a jaundiced eye and to be aware of the fact that there is more than just the probable cause articulated in this search warrant. There is this very fraught relationship between the two, and the president's history of going after people using the levers of power that he has access to, particularly the Department of Justice, to go after people he doesn't like.
Gosh, media being biased, who would have thought? Adam Schiff is very unhappy about it. He says the FBI has been weaponized by Trump. Be honest. The raid on Mar-a-Lago was different. Be honest. I'm probably next. Thank you. Ursula von der Leyen told to leave room during multilateral talks at Trump's Washington summit. Not a leader nor an elected head of state. European Union. Wait a second, let me just put my glasses on. Ah, that's better. How it started versus how it's going. And here's the meeting summary according to Giorgia Meloni. I'm not sure what it is about her. I've seen so many clips and memes of her pulling faces like this at everything, every situation she's in. I don't know if it's just like her resting face, but I actually think the whole thing was very entertaining. Like this moment, for example, with Macron.
Emmanuel. Thank you, Mr. President, for organizing this meeting. And I would like to begin by clarifying a situation that happened not so long ago, where my wife, Brigitte, slapped me like a French little bitch inside the plane. As a couple, we have our problems. See, we started dating when she was 39 years old. I was only 13 at the time. I didn't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. And when I met Jean-Michel, he was a sweet man. I mean, woman. I mean, Brigitte. When I met Brigitte, can we edit that last part? I just wanted to say she's strong-willed, and that's why she slapped me like little bitch. Thank you.
More big news this week. The appeals court throws out the $527 million New York civil penalty against Trump. There's something about that clip that just reminds me of The Office. It's like such an awkward clip. This American woman visited Canada and was shocked by the censorship situation.
As a visitor here in Canada, I go on my Facebook page and guess what I see in my scroll? Content not allowed in Canada. Blocked. Content not allowed in Canada. Blocked. Over and over and over again. What is happening to the freedom here in Canada? What is going on? Why are the people putting up with this?
Well, we're really nice and polite in Canada. I see a lot of conservatives who don't want to speak up. Like, we're so afraid now because it's happened for so long that we're afraid that we'll be discriminated against, we'll lose our jobs, and a lot of people actually have because they've spoken up against this. There's so many people that had to move to the States because they spoke up against this.
Tantum called out somebody this week saying magazines and colouring books for little kids often have I Spy games like can you find 3 dolphins and a watering can? A leftist is almost by definition a fully grown adult who can stare at a picture of 15 people, fail to see the 3 women and have strong opinions about it. That's in response to Sebastian Dubinsky, who said not a single woman. This post got 172,000 views. They shared this photo. And I mean, you know, just zoom in on it there. There's a woman immediately. Where else? That's another woman there in the background. Can I spot number 3? Yep, there. So yeah, besides those 3 women, not a single woman. Ukraine raises alarm as Trump emerges from meeting wearing Soviet Ushanka. Community notes just straight up bury Jasmine Crockett. So Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett said RFK Jr. says fluoride makes you stupider. Interesting take from a man actively proving it's not the water, it's the policy. This ain't healthcare, it's headline chasing with a government badge. And Community Note said, unfortunately, fluoride does have long-term neurotoxic effects. Jasmine. Also, wig glue, if used excessively, can also cause neurological problems, which is what Likely led Congressman Jasmine Crockett to post this. Oh my lord. I actually think that's true about Igloo. I think that's been studied, but that is so mean. That's so mean. I do think when people make jokes about like wig glue and wigs, it's really mean. That's just me personally. Thomas Massie shared this photo this week. MAGA erupts after Israeli official charged in child sex ring flees the US. Yep, that was a very, very controversial thing to have happened in the last week or so. I'd love to hear what you guys think. It was pretty concerning. And Thomas Massie posted that picture and he did a little correction and he said was allowed to flee. So apparently he literally told them that he was going to flee and they just released him. His passport was supposed to be seized and interviewers allowed him to make a phone call for an international flight during the interview. And then he got away. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely awful. Then let's see what other shenanigans Congress people have been up to this week. Tim Burchett has been having a little bit of fun. He posted a picture of a toad and Lester replied, "You are a toady, the orange turd's good little boy." And Tim Burchett replied, "Look, Lester, all I told you at the church social was that your casserole was a little dry and that the knockoff Ritz crackers you crumbled on top were subpar. You always take things so personal." And Vol Nation replied, "Everyone needs to acknowledge that Tim Burchett is a damn national treasure." And Tim says, "Ma'am, I think we all recognise that." Nice to see a little bit of lighthearted fun going on.
People today, they actually think hate speech is unconstitutional. Okay, it's not. Just for those of you playing at home, it's not. Hate speech is not unconstitutional. It may be offensive, but welcome to America. We're allowed to offend here. Right? So.
Can you say that one more time? I just want to be sure everybody heard what you just said.
Welcome to America. We're allowed to offend here. There's nothing more American than getting up there and saying the thing because you genuinely feel it, or just to remind people that's the beauty of being born here. There are places all over the world that would kill for that right. They would kill for that right. And people are trying to erode it right now in this country. It's the bedrock of who we are. And so if we don't fight for it, we will lose it.
In other news this week, very sad, Judge Frank Caprio passed away. This was the last clip that he recorded before he died.
Last year, I asked you to pray for me, and it's very obvious that you did, because I came through a very difficult period. Unfortunately, I've had a setback. I'm back in the hospital now, and I'm coming to you again, asking you to remember me in your prayers once more. And so I ask you again, if it's not too much, that you can remember me in your prayers. I'm a great believer in the power of prayers. I think the Almighty above is looking over us. So remember me, please.
I'm going to play that like old classic clip from him. Really sweet moment.
96 years old and I drive slowly and I only drive when I have to. I was going to the blood work for my boy. He's handicapped.
You were taking your son to the doctor's office?
Yeah, I take him for blood work every 2 weeks because he's got cancer.
You are a good man. You really are what America is all about. Here you are in your 90s, and you're still taking care of your family. That's just a wonderful thing for you. Well, how old is your son?
63.
Yeah. And Daddy's still taking care of him, right?
I only drive when I have to.
Yeah. Listen, sir, I wish you all the best. I wish the best for your son, and I wish you good health, and your case is dismissed. Good luck to you.
What a lovely man. He really spent his life very well. I'm sure he'll be very missed. Here's a feel-good one. Every night I see my neighbour's disabled dog going upstairs to bed like this. Another lovely feel-good story from this week. A very, very positive story. Nikia Hamilton, her story went viral this week after she was fired from Burger King. Somebody filmed her and said that she was running the store alone for 12 hours straight. And I don't really understand exactly what happened, but Burger King ended up firing her and claiming that it was because she sometimes was showing up late or something like that. And she said that she had explained that she was struggling as a single mom with 3 kids to manage her schedule, but she clearly was a very, very hard worker, and people just felt like this was that typical thing of really large corporations having no humanity left. They just don't show any compassion, and people aren't, their employees just aren't even human to them, you know? So there's been a big uproar about this, which is great. It's gone viral, and now, so far, as of this recording, they've raised $118,000 for Nikia, which is just a really, really lovely story out of this week. Okay, so let's have a look and see what you guys have tagged me in this week. I haven't looked through these yet. CJ Meany tagged me in this one. Looking at this guy from my best friend's Tinder. Damn, are you even real? Real and transgender. What's transgender? Google. Oh, so it's like a search engine. Oh, that is so silly. Kia tagged me in this one. Oh, lovely.
Don't worry about anything, 'cause every single thing is gonna be alright. Alright. No, don't worry about anything, 'cause every single thing is gonna.
Wouldn't that be a lovely thing to see? Okay, Ricky Lee tagged me in this very cute fat cat. Okay. Oh, just loads of fat cats. I love this. Okay, this entire video is fat cats. Very, very cute. Does not look healthy at all, but very cute. Current mood. Oh, that's adorable. Let's see. Joven tagged me in this one again. John Bolton, he's shivering in his boots right now. Trevor says, love your show, keep it up. I'm from Oklahoma. Check out our big win. A photo of the rare and elusive golden crested Dem butt kicker. Kimber says we need a GoFundMe page to save that poor clock. It hasn't told time in so long. Leave my clock alone. It tries its best, okay? Don't you die on me, you bastard. We still need to use you. Racism. Screaming Meme, thank you for tagging me in this one. Let's see. Oh, okay, so I guess that there's something scheduled by Tommy Robinson for the 13th of September in the UK. Great news. Everybody has to keep on fighting. Brian J. Some people never learn. When they will come up with exciting new plans, sit back and enjoy the show. Oh, we do. We do. Katie Fountain tagged me in this one. Knock, knock. Oh. If I saw that out my window, I'd be like, oh my gosh, give me a hug.
Let's be clear about one thing. There are millions of Irish men and women who would happily rush to defend Ireland if it needed them, myself included. I've yet to meet anyone from any country who'd be willing to die for the European Union. This is Ireland. Our anthem is Arrow on the Vein and our flag is the tricolour. We are Irish first and foremost. This is not a claim of superiority as some of the media would like to paint it, but merely a proclamation of who we are. To quote an excerpt from a poem that my father wrote when I was very young, we do not claim a greater status, do not claim we are better men, only that by our own labours may the world be great again. Erin Gabrach. You see, all of these recent developments are not a coincidence. In my last speech at the Dublin conference in September, I said that the passing of the EU's Article 13 would be the first step on the road to censorship, and that they would inevitably, in the long run, want to control our speech and the content that we consume. And at the time, some critics called me an alarmist and said that I was blowing things out of proportion, that this was a ridiculous notion that could never happen. Well, right on cue, just the other week, the so-called European Court of Human Rights decided to uphold a decision in Austria to convict a woman for criticising somebody's religion. So while the people of Ireland were going to the polls to decide whether or not we'd remove blasphemy from our own constitution, it turns out that the European courts had already made our mind up for us and replaced religious blasphemy with secular blasphemy.
I can't watch the whole video right now because it's 10 minutes long, but thank you so much, Matt, for tagging me in that. Lovely to see it. We just need to support anybody who's standing up for patriotism. Okay, I think that's all I have time for today, but I may have missed a few. I'll have a look at some more next week. Okay, so let's have a look at the ABCs of MAGA. This week we have the letter Q, and proudly unaffiliated said, "Make America quality again." I am going to say make America, I guess I'm going to have to say queenly again. If you guys can come up with anything better than that, then do write it in the comments below. Something that begins with Q. I just want to give a big shout out to some of you guys who donated to my Buy Me a Coffee channel. Thank you so much for your support. Let's have a look here. Justice Tango, thank you so much. Says, I just want to say thank you for all of your great content that you produce and to give you my continued support for the content to come. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the memes that you tag and just for being such a great contributor to the channel. I appreciate it so much. And I'm so glad that you're continuing to enjoy it. Pete says, howdy, it's been a while. Yes, this old man still loves you. You know, up until this last video, I thought you were ours in the US. Maybe you should move. Thank you so much, Pete. I'm very glad that you're still enjoying the videos. I would love to move to the US, and you never know what would happen. We'll see how things go. But yeah, thank you so much for your support of the channel. And then somebody anonymous says, thanks for a great meme presentation. My son loves you. Well, hello to your son. I'm very glad that he enjoys it and that you enjoy the channel as well. You're all so kind for your support, and it really means a lot to me. I can't really explain how much it means to me that we have this lovely community. Don't forget you can follow me on Rumble, X and YouTube at the moment, and hopefully that'll be expanding over time. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.